Welcome to Mastering Your Sales Mindset, because money flows where your energy goes. I'm Melissa Merrill, your coach for pro organizers. I'm the creator of Pro Organizer Bootcamp. I started my own home organizing business way back in 2011 called Let's Get You Organized. And that was in San Diego, but I closed business in 2021 while I moved to the wonderful state of Oklahoma here in the US. I pivoted into coaching organizers via my book, my podcast, my digital course, my YouTube channel, my Facebook group, my mastermind, and my one-on-one coaching programs shortly after that. I love helping female business owners make major mindset shifts while they can cut their limiting beliefs and rewire their success stories so that they can achieve their big entrepreneurial goals. You can also connect with me on Instagram at Pro Organizer Bootcamp and let me know what your key takeaways are from today's session. Also, stay till the end for a free gift where you can grab a copy of my Sales Mindset Guidebook for professional organizers. This is jam-packed with supplemental resources for deepening your work in today's session. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Let's talk about limiting beliefs. What is a limiting belief? It's basically a state of mind or belief about yourself that restricts you in some way. So it's holding you back. It's limiting. These beliefs are often false accusations that you make about yourself. So they're not true, they're false. And those can cause a number of negative effects. So you might already be racking your brain thinking of some examples here. Things like, I'm not good enough. I have to be perfect in order for this to work. My website has to be perfect before I hit publish. My Instagram feed has to be pretty and perfectly curated in order to get clients. Things like, I'm overwhelmed. I don't have time. I'm too busy for this or that. I can't make money. Success is for other people. It just doesn't seem to be for me. I have to be on all the time in order for my business to run. Things like rest is dangerous, or I can't rest. If you resonate with any of those, I bet you're probably kind of nodding and thinking of some examples in your own business and in your own life right now. So let's break this down. We as humans look for evidence to prove that we're right. So when we have one of those limiting beliefs, when we have the negative self-talk, when we have those negative thinking patterns, the fear-based thoughts, our minds are constantly searching for evidence of what we're telling ourselves is true. And as humans, our number one priority is safety. So being a business owner isn't really safe, right? You're not staying as the hamster in the wheel or the rat in the race or the cog in the wheel. You're not staying in your cubicle, working your 9 to 5, going to college, getting your degree, staying at a job for 30 to 50 years, grabbing that pension, right? You are doing the hard thing already. You are already leaving a big comfort zone by just starting a business. And what I like to call comfort zones are complacent zones. So most times we choose what is easy as humans versus hard, because we want to be good. We want to be correct, perfect. We want to be right. We want to be in the know. Especially as professional organizers that might be type A, perfectionistic, OCD, overachievers, all those things. We might have been the little teacher's pets in school as young kids. We want to look like we have it all together, right? And so when you're building your business, you already know this, if you have a business already, that it's not going to go perfect all the time. Everything is not going to fit into that little box and be tied up with that little ribbon and look absolutely perfect from, strangers out on the internet or clients that are looking at your stuff, right? So fear is probably trying to keep you safe, but it's also trying to keep you alive. It might keep you uncertain. It might keep you doubting your skills and abilities as a professional organizer and as a business owner. It might keep you stuck in analysis paralysis, not knowing what to do next in your business to get that needle to move forward, right? All those fear-based thoughts, those limiting beliefs can really be something that we take a look at individually and say to ourselves, is this true? If it's not, guess what? You get to throw it away. You get to use discernment in your own business as a business owner, as somebody that's leaving that comfort zone, leaving that safety zone, leaving that complacent zone, taking the leap into the fear of building your own business. And you get to take each thought and rewire it. So let's talk more about that. Let's start with mindset. So I want you to remember what excited you about starting this business in the first place. You can make a list of your accomplishments to remind yourself where you started and how far you've come. That's going to expedite your sense of confidence and get that little boost of self-esteem, those endorphins, those feel goods, and start to remember, oh my gosh, I started this business 6 months ago. Look at everything I've done. I started this business a year ago. Look at what I've accomplished, how much money I've made, the people I've hired, the people I've served in my community and impacted locally, right? Or maybe you're just thinking of starting a business and you're starting to think, oh my gosh, how could I leave my 9-to-5, right? That's usually the most exciting part of building your business because the opportunities seem to be endless. The world is your oyster, right? So taking that minute to start with mindset and think about why you're doing this, recognizing those micro accomplishments and celebrating those mini wins can really make such a big difference in your entrepreneurial journey. Growth as humans makes us happy, not stagnation. We're meant to be growing, evolving, progressing, doing new things, finding new challenges. That safety zone, that complacent zone, and that comfort zone are trying to keep us safe, but we are meant to grow beyond that. All right, so remember, where your mind goes, your energy flows. Thoughts can become things. Thoughts can become reality unless we go in there, we rewire, we retweak, and we say, is this thought true? Is this just a limiting belief? Our thoughts can direct our life and our business outcomes. So we want to be careful what we put in there. I want you to think about what are some of the limiting beliefs that you're currently holding on to. Because after all, if you can't define it, then you can't defeat it. So think about this for a second. Hit pause if you need to. Start to think about what is holding you back in building this professional home organizing business of your dreams. What are some of the limiting beliefs that you're holding on to, that you're rigidly believing and that you're not rewiring? When you're ready to break through, it's time to reverse those negative thoughts and limiting beliefs. How can you look for abundance and wealth versus fear and scarcity? What is a reframe? What's a rewiring that you can do to help you in business? To replace those old stories, those limiting beliefs, those fear-based thoughts with a new belief so that you can start to create a new business identity for yourself. What can you replace those fear-based thoughts with? What do you want to feel instead of this? It is breakthrough season. It is time to move past all this yucky stuff. In the guide that you'll have an opportunity to download, I have a list of powerful affirmations. I have a podcast and book list of my recommendations that have helped me in growing my own organizing business and my coaching business. And then I also have a mindset manual with some journaling prompts on how to improve your mindset. So definitely grab that at the end. Moving on, let's talk about contracting versus expanding. Contracting versus expanding. So what is a contraction? A contraction is kind of going in, if you think of like a little hermit crab going into your shell. Expanding would be, ooh, the world's my oyster, right? There's endless opportunities, that excitement. Think back again to when you first started your business. You first got that bee in your bonnet. You first got that idea to start your own company, to become a pro organizer. That all feels expansive, right? Like you're opening yourself up to what the universe has to offer you. Contracting is like you're kind of walking around. You might not have the best energy. You might be in a bad mood. You might be having all those negative thoughts and limiting beliefs that are crowding your brain. You might be creating your own recession in your head by retreating like that little hermit crab and reacting to the news, to current events, to people's money stories, other people's money blocks. Your parents might have told you money doesn't grow on trees as a kid, or you might be getting real caught up in looking at this economic downturn, people losing their jobs and tech companies doing tons of layoffs, things like that, right? I encourage you to lean in instead of pull back. Are you really doing everything you can to truly thrive as a professional organizer during this time period? Are you setting strong goals and are you sticking to them? Can you stay accountable? Can you have an accountability buddy? Can you get involved in your local small business community? Find business girlfriends to do life with. Live in that language of accountability. Hire a coach if you need somebody to hold you accountable to the goals that you're setting. If you feel like you get distracted or you get shiny object syndrome or you're running around like a chicken with their head cut off and you don't know what to do next, that might be time to hire a coach, right? To set those strong goals and actually stick to them. What about creating opportunities for yourself? Can you get out of that scarcity mindset and realize that the things that we're scared of are usually the things that make us grow the most? So maybe that's public speaking for you, holding a little workshop down at your local YMCA, Kiwanis, Rotary Club, Lions Club, PTA meeting, the library, right? Joining Toastmasters, learning more about public speaking and how to do webinars and things just like this. What does that look like for you? Do you want to do your first vendor fair, your first conference, your first event? Do you want to pass out door hangings around the desirable neighborhoods in your area, right? What are those things that are holding you back that you're scared of? And what are those things that might actually make you grow the most? So again, how can you expand versus contract versus crawling back into that little shell? That's the easy thing to do, right? Back to our discussion on we want to do the easy thing usually, not the hard thing. Growing under pressure. So you might have heard of this idea that, diamonds are actually formed under pressure. How can you become a diamond under pressure through this period of your life where maybe you're kind of doubting yourself, kind of living in that scarcity mindset? How can you kick that comfort zone to the curb and really expand? Are you clenched fist holding on to those limiting beliefs and those fear-based thoughts that aren't serving you? Can you go with the flow? Can you be more flexible as an entrepreneur? I'm a big fan of flow versus force. When you're forcing things, they're usually not going to work. When you're in flow, when you're allowing, when you're receiving, that's when the magic happens. Remember, your mind goes where your energy goes, right? So it's all related. Our thoughts become things. No one has breakthroughs by going through easy stuff, right? Think of all those pivotal moments in your life, the hard times, the rock bottom times, the low times in your life, and how you expanded from that, how you grew under pressure, how you're honing that diamond, sharpening that diamond, cleaning up that diamond, polishing it when you go through things that are hard. So if there's any time to invest in personal growth, it's now. Are you listening to podcasts that are motivating, watching YouTube videos that are inspiring, doing meditations, working out, eating healthy, reading self-help books, whatever it is for you? We all have our own thing. I like to journal. I journal every single day. That is what keeps me grounded. Do whatever you need to do to double down on your personal development right now. And from there, it won't matter what comes at you. Be relentless in your pursuit of success. Again, in that guidebook, I have lots of my favorite podcasts and books that have helped me grow my business. So definitely check that out. Let's talk about the sales mindset here with breaking through objections. So I know that it can be really easy to think, oh my gosh, there's too much competition in my market. There's too many organizers around me. How am I going to get into this pro organizing thing if there's so many other people already doing this, right? Our first thing that we want to do usually is to undercut our prices, lower our prices. I want you to commit to actually getting a higher gross profit and don't lower your prices. Instead, what can you do to provide more value and deliver an amazing customer experience? Can you turn up the heat on your customer service skills to become a truly luxury service provider? Professional home organizing is a luxury service. After all, it's not like HVAC or pest control or plumbing or electrical work that we all need in our homes, right? If power goes out, we got to get that fixed. If the plumbing goes out, we got to get that fixed. That's more of a necessity, right? But things like landscapers, housekeepers, pro organizers, those are luxuries. Those are not something that every single middle-class family has the budget for, right? So what can you do to create that credibility and be seen as the expert? Maybe you want to start a YouTube channel or a podcast or create a course or do some affiliate marketing. You want to become an Amazon associate, right? You want to recommend products or do some virtual organizing to reach more people and not just in your local space. What are some other sources of income that you could also get from doing all those things? Again, back to leaving your comfort zone, thinking about what's holding you back and how the things that scare us the most are usually the things that'll help us grow the most. If you think of local workshops, door-to-door marketing, conferences, events, networking groups, all of those things, start to think about how you might be able to get in front of more people and deliver more value as a luxury service provider. On that same note, is your brand buttoned up? Is it cohesive? Again, it's a luxury service. Do you need to tweak your messaging? Do you need to niche down even further? Is your offer a no-brainer? What can you do to get that yes on that consultation call? Focus on those luxury buyers, not the penny pinchers or the tire kickers, not the DIYers, right? The scrappy, lower middle class or lower class folks that, they want the deal, they want the bargain. Maybe they're the Dollar Tree shoppers, the Dollar General, the Walmart shoppers. They're not the Bloomingdale's shoppers, right? The Nordstrom shoppers, the Dillard's shoppers. You want to go after that market. In the guidebook, you'll also have an ideal client avatar exercise as well as an about me exercise that'll help you really write a really great bio that is going to attract those luxury buyers. And getting really clear again on, do you need to niche down even further? Who is that ideal client avatar? Who are you actually selling to? You got to know who you're selling to so that you can sell to them well. So number 3, be a damn good marketer. You got to get creative with special incentives. Maybe it's referral campaigns for your repeat customers, getting repeat business, right? The best type of customer is a repeat customer because the cost of acquisition, the cost of acquiring that person was nothing because they already worked with you and they loved you. They knew you, they liked you, they trusted you. Now they want to tell all their friends. How are you going to bring them back in, get them on a maintenance plan, make sure that they come back over and over again, they become a VIP client, maybe you even become friends with them someday. How can you get really good at your marketing and really good at your client acquisition? There's also in the guidebook a leads to sales guide. So it teaches you how to get more leads so that you can get more sales. Maybe you're going to do a review campaign. I'm all about those Google reviews if you guys have listened to my podcast or seen any of my YouTube videos. Again, local networking, workshops, and more. How can you get out there? How can you be more visible and get in front of that luxury clientele? Get visible. In order for your ideal clients to find you, you have to be what I call the lighthouse that guides them in the dark. So if you think of a dark ocean and there's a boat on there, the guy's freaking out. His GPS went down. He doesn't know where he's going. But guess what? He sees that lighthouse and it's shining that light all over those dark waters. He feels so relieved because now he knows that the shore is close by. He knows how to get there. He knows where it is. He has a destination and he's going to get the help he needs, right? I want you to be that for your disorganized clients that need help. In order to do that, you have to be visible. You might feel like all you do is talk about your business. You might feel like you're bragging or you're not being humble or modest. You're being too much. I actually encourage you to be loud and proud and even louder and even prouder about your business. How are you talking about your business? Shouting it from the rooftops? Or are you walking around like the hermit crab that's contracted, living in the limiting beliefs, living in the negative thought patterns? You're not poking your head up at the grocery store. You're not thinking about conversations that you're hearing at your kids' school or at church or at just when you're out and about running errands, right? Could you be passing out cards? Could you be posting them on community bulletin boards? Are you attending networking events, talking about your business with confidence? In the guidebook, you'll have an elevator pitch activity like the About Me that I mentioned to help you get out of your comfort zone, start talking about yourself and feeling more comfortable with that so that you can get visible. If you've heard of the 80-20 rule, it's the idea that 20% of our business activities give us 80% of our results. So what that means is only a small portion of what we're actually doing and spinning our wheels and running around like that little chicken with our head cut off is actually moving the needle forward. What are those things for you? Is it getting more Google business reviews? Is it getting more leads on Thumbtack? Is it posting to your Google business profile? Is it sending email marketing out to maintenance program clients, people that you want to bring back in the door, repeat clients? What does that look like for you? With networking, I can tell you every event is not going to be a winner. You might have a few duds, but the point here with the 80-20 rule is that all of it adds up and you'll have some gold nuggets that move the needle forward. Those are the things to double down in when you're trying to get more visible, get more sales, bring in more clients. So trim the fat on what's not working. Back to that 80-20 rule, a lot of the stuff you're doing is probably not doing anything. Think about where are you getting your actual wins? Where are you getting your clients? Where have you gotten your last 3, 4, or 5 clients? Where'd they come from? How'd they hear about you? Was it Google? Was it a friend? Was it a referral? Was it the posting down at the local coffee shop? Was it the bulletin board at your kid's school? What is working? What's not working and not showing any traction? And what can you cut out? I want you to get the results that you want, and I want you to stop settling for less. So where can you double down on what's working to get even more reach and even more leads? Are you tracking your leads? Do you know where they're coming from? Do you know what's working? Do you know what's not? This is going to help your sales mindset. If you know that your leads are always coming from your website or always coming from your Thumbtack listing, your Angie listing, your Nextdoor page, you know what's working and you can stop pretending that you don't know what to do next, right? I hear that all the time. I don't know what to do next. I'm overwhelmed. I'm in analysis paralysis mode, right? I don't want you to spend ad dollars or time and energy on the stuff that's not working if you can double down now on what is working. Stop playing small and think bigger. As your business grows, so do your problems. More money, more problems, right? Problems don't go away when you reach new income levels and hit new goals. They amplify just like everything else in life. So how are you going to handle them? How are you going to be that CEO? How are you going to step into that boss role and get better at solving problems? Gain capabilities from people that have already been there to help you solve those even bigger problems. Start thinking like that CEO. Start thinking, hey, I actually do know what's working. I've been doing this for 6 months. I've been doing this for a year. I've been in this game for 2 years already. I know what's working. I know what's not. Gain that confidence back. Replace those negative thoughts with those more positive and empowering thoughts and feelings. In it to win it. So remember, this is a long game. We overestimate what we can do in a year, but we underestimate what we can do in 5 years. So what will the next 5 years look like for you? Are you really in this for the long game? Do you really love this? What is your favorite part about the organizing? Is it the product shopping? Is it the showing the clients the after results? Is it the working with clients hand in hand and figuring out what to keep, toss, donate, sell, consign, all the things, right? Is it the decluttering part? What do you love? Again, think back to what made you start this business in the first place. Are you really in this for the long game? I can tell you, things get really quiet in years 3 to 5. I ran my business for over 10 years. In years 3 to 5, the people that I started with that I thought were, my competition, and the market was so saturated and all those thoughts and feelings, it got really quiet. Those same people, I looked around, they weren't there. And every week on Pro Organizer Bootcamp on Instagram, I go through the people I'm following and I cull my list down. Every single time, there's at least 100 organizers that have gone completely MIA in the past few months, or they've closed up shop for good. I don't want you to be one of those people. I want you to succeed. So let's uncover the blind spots in your business, get eyes on areas that you may have missed, and discover creative new strategies that you may have never even thought about before. So in order to work with me, you can do one of 3 things or all 3 things. If you're just getting started, I'll recommend my course to you. You can find that at proorganizerbootcamp.com/course. It is a 20 module video-based course that also comes with an 18-page workbook, and that's going to help you build your organizing business from scratch in 30 days. If you're learning the ropes, if you're, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 months in business, all the way up to 2 years in business, I recommend the Vault. This is at proorganizerbootcamp.com/the vault. And this is a curated resource library that's hidden, that is only accessed through a secret login. And you're able to get over 15 hours of video trainings that I've conducted similar to this one, as well as tons and tons of PDFs, downloads, resources, worksheets, tips and tricks, exclusive videos that aren't on my YouTube, all kinds of really cool stuff in there. So definitely check that out. Again, that is the Vault. And then if you're feeling stuck and you just are like, okay, Melissa, all of this makes sense. I get it. I have limiting beliefs. I have these fear-based thoughts. I'm doing my journaling. I'm doing my meditation. I'm working out. I just feel stuck. If you want to jump on a one-on-one strategy call with me, you can visit bit.ly/productiveorganizer, or you can check out my past work with organizers just like you at proorganizerbootcamp.com/clients. There's tons of videos and testimonials on there of how I work with my clients and how I love to serve this professional organizer community. Thank you so much for attending today's session. This has been amazing. It was so great to be able to deliver this content. Be sure to connect with me on Instagram at Pro Organizer Bootcamp, or tag me and let me know what your key takeaways from today's session are. Thanks so much again for coming.